to Elliott. Oh, bicycle!
The shot, Bedoya with a goal, 1-0 Union.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Union Insider presented by Bimbo Bakeries USA with Sebastian Letou and Sheanon Williams. I'm Marisa. The Union headed into this weekend riding the high of a 3-2 win over Atlanta United on Wednesday night. Saturday was their final regular season match at home, and Philly had a chance to secure second place in the Eastern Conference. Instead, the Union and Nashville SC played to a 0-0 draw after 90 minutes at Subaru Park. Now guys, considering both Philly and Nashville are two of the best defensive teams in the league, a scoreless draw isn't that surprising, but really it was an opportunity for the Union to end this regular season at home with an exclamation point, but instead it was a bit of a wah-wah. What was left to be desired for you?
I mean, like you said, I think both those two teams, don't really want the ball. So you saw that the Union maybe had more the ball in that game, tried to find a way to kind of move this big block of Nashville, who was really, good defensively. So I kind of like, the first half. I thought the Union did a good job to try, to push the number forward. Every time they were losing the ball, they tried to win it right away. I think the defense played very well against Ali Mukhtar that we talk about, the biggest threat for Nashville. But then it was a bit less creativity offensively, and that's why, we stay at 0-0. I thought, Alejandro Bedoya was the most dangerous, Union player with 2 or 3 shots on target. But we didn't see a lot from Sullivan, from Karanzan, from Gazdag, and it's what it was missing for the Union to get this goal and be able, to go higher in the standing.
For me, it was definitely the creativity in the final third. I thought that it was lacking for a majority of the game. I thought that it turned into really just us kind of crossing hopeful balls into the middle, and that kind of played into Nashville's hands, in my opinion. I think if they can do a little bit better job of being a little bit more patient once they get into the final third, if teams are going to sit back, then they'll be able to find some better pockets of space. We saw Bedoya pop up on the right-hand side and have 2 pretty good shots from outside the 18, and I think that kind of turned into the way that they were going to score was shots from distance, and it kind of dried up as that second half went on. I thought Nashville did a good job of just kind of bringing people back behind the ball and making sure that they weren't giving up anything cheap.
Now, this was the Union's 6th draw in their last 7 matches. Is that all a cause for concern for you?
I mean, if we try to look at the positives, they're undefeated, from September. So going to the playoff, I think it's a good thing. We know that if a game in the playoff go into PKs, we have Andre Blake. The guys already know how to kind of win in the PKs. They demonstrated in the Leagues Cup this season. They have, some past good game as well in the playoffs. So it could be good, but it's a bit concerning just about the scoring-wise for the Union, which we know was the strength last year with all the goals this year. But this year, especially at the end of the year, we saw a little bit of flash against Atlanta on Wednesday with a 3 goal in like 10 minutes. But then since then, it's kind of like a bit lack of, like Sheanon say, development in the final third, creativity, finding, the deadlock, and not always just giving crossing like they did when the defense like Nashville were very good in the year.
When defending against Nashville, a huge part of that was limiting Hani Mukhtar on the ball. And the Union did a good job, especially Damian Lowe. What was it about Lowe's defensive efforts that helped keep Hani Mukhtar to just 1 shot?
I think they did a really good job of repressing once they lost the ball, not letting Nashville get out of their own end. We saw Nashville committing a lot of numbers defensively, so once they were able to win the ball, there was really only Hani Mukhtar, and he was by himself, so I thought the Union did a good job in their 1v1 defending and making sure that he wasn't able to connect with some of his other guys. And I think that helped them really just take control of the game in terms of staying in one end of the field.
Now, there won't be a game this weekend because of an international break. What do you hope that the players who aren't going away for international duty do with this time?
Just really like rest, make sure they take care of their body. It's going to be a big, kind of like couple of weeks with the playoff starting, a big game in New England because there's still a lot of things to play for. So it's going to be important that they rest their body and they are ready to, put the best team on the field to get a result in New England.
We are back again this week with another edition of Onside Offside presented by Green Mountain Energy. You guys at home know how this works. I ask these guys a question. They have to decide whether they agree or disagree. Disagree means offside. Agree means onside. So here's your first statement that you can agree or disagree with. Quinn Sullivan needs to continue to start at forward for the club. Agree or disagree, onside, offside? All right, guys. Let's see. Seba? Oh, you both disagree. All right, Seba, you go first. Explain.
Just because, I mean, we saw against Nashville, like, we saw Quinn Sullivan, what can he bring as a sub? I would love to see him, when there's not many things happening offensively. We can bring him maybe a little bit earlier on the field, and he can really bring this spark and this energy when the team needed it. As a starter, we saw, like, he's not as well, let's say the connection between him, Gazdag, him and Carranza, the movement were not here against Nashville, and you can see that you need more game to do that. So as of now, where we are at the point in the season, I don't think it's smart to start him. I think Ura, Carranza, Gazdag has a better connection, and bring Sullivan on when we really need like his energy. I think is a better move from Jim Curtin, but I would have loved to see Sullivan playing more games on top with Carranza or Ura, so they can be familiar more together.
I think the connection of the front three between Ua, Gazdag, and Carranza, they suit each other. I think that they're all a little bit different in what they like to do and what they bring to the table. And I think that with Sullivan, it's kind of going to take some time to really have that connection with the front three and understanding the other three have played so many games and have been together for a good chunk of time now that they're really in sync when things are going well for this Union team. So I think he's a good option to come off the bench. I think he brings a lot of energy to the team, and I think that's something that they're going to need in this playoff run.
Yeah, you can't duplicate that chemistry at all in that front three. Going to the other side of the ball and defensively, Damian Lowe had a great game Saturday against Nashville SC. So Damian Lowe played the best game of his Union career on Saturday, and he showed you something new about himself. Agree or disagree? Agree or disagree? Okay. All right. You go first, Sheanon. You disagree.
For me, Damian Lowe's been one of the better players for this Union team all year. It's been a reason that they have played in a back three at times is because of how well he's playing. I know that he's had some hiccups along the way and had some not so great games, but that's going to just be how things go in the course of a season. Not every game is going to be perfect. He's starting to develop some consistency to his game and being more reliable, and that's why Jim's given him those opportunities to continue to play. And I think that he has showed us at times that he is a really good defender and can do some things that the other guys can in terms of his athleticism and his ball winning. So I think that it's just about being consistent game in, game out, and if he can do that, he's one of the better defenders on this Union team.
Yeah, and I say onside, just because of the question, we say he had his best game. I think for me, it was his best game with 4 in the back. We didn't see him a lot. He has some good game, with 3, but you saw every time he had maybe like one little mistake here and little mistake there. And I think during that game, he shows that what Ernst Tanner bring him into the team. It's to be able to give a rest to Glesnes, to give a rest to Elliott, and play at 4 and give him an opportunity to show what he can do. And on this game, I think he was very well concentrated. He didn't wasted the ball or did a bad pass in midfield to kind of like have a counter-attack for Nashville. And defensively, his one-on-one was impressive to really like stop Mukhtar, stop Bunbury, and he did a great job for me at this position to be at 4 in the back, which I think could be a better fit sometimes for the team. But I know that Jim Curtin loves to play always the same player, but it's important to give some rest to the center back, and Lowe shows that he can be really this guy we don't have to worry about if Glesnes or Elliott is missing on the field.
We're stepping away for a moment, but first, here's this week's Union trivia question presented by United Concordia. Who are the only 2 players in Union history to score 40 goals? Find out the answer later in the show. We're back with This Week in Union History presented by Premier Orthopedics. This week in 2022, the Union blanked Toronto FC at home 4-0 on Decision Day 2022. The story of this match was Daniel Gazdag, as he had a hat trick that helped the Union finish the season strong ahead of their long playoff run. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Marisa Pilla. A few weeks ago, the Union were able to make a young fan's wish come true. Ahmad is a 13-year-old from West Philly who unfortunately has a blood disorder, but that isn't stopping him from his dream to become a pro soccer player. Before the club's match against FC Dallas, they were able to help make Ahmad's dream come true. Let's take a look.
Philadelphia Union and Make-A-Wish partnered up to grant the local chapter's 8,000th wish. Ahmad, a 13-year-old from Philadelphia with a blood disorder, wished for a Major League Soccer experience.
Yeah? You think you're stronger than some of them? I think so. Kai, this is our friend Ahmad. We're granting his wish today. This is Kai, he's our left back. This is Nate.
Hi.
And Matt, and Quinn, and Jack, and Drake. Hi. And this is Julian.
How you doing, buddy?
Good? You're gonna be our new player, huh? You're gonna be your new player.
Yeah, you gotta teach him out there, Julian.
You're gonna have training with us? Yeah?
So, Bobby, morning.
Just like you saw the guys eating at breakfast, we have your own training top for you to try on. And your shorts as well. So we can get changed into those and then we'll get ready for the film session with the guys to prepare for the game tomorrow. Sound good? All right.
You're our new player. We're gonna watch, we got a big day planned for you. We're gonna sign your contract here, okay, which makes it official. You're gonna get to sit and film with us. We'll go over to the stadium. You'll check out the stadium. All right, buddy.
2, 3.
Have a good time, right? Let's do it. Here we go. You head over to film now?
Hello, how are you?
Look, I know a lot of you have already met our new player, but just made it official and he's just signed his new contract. I want to welcome officially Ahmad to the team.
Ahmad signed a one-day contract with the Union and got to experience life as a professional athlete for the day.
How was film? Good. Good? Hi Bob, how are you? This is our field, Ahmad. This is Subaru Park. So this is where the guys will get out there and train today. Maybe you'll go out there with them for a little bit? Yeah? All right.
Ready to go? All right, buddy. Jump in.
Whatever he does, we do, okay?
Watch the guys shoot from real close, all right? Is that cool? You feel good? Cool, we'll come over here. Sometimes they shoot bad, but most of the time it goes in the goal, all right? So stay close to me, you'll be fine.
Enjoy training? Nice. Hey, Manu. Brother. Good?
He's not up here? No one else can sign up there.
See you tomorrow, my friend. In 5.
Ahmad and his family returned to Subaru Park, where they received a VIP game day experience.
What's up here?
What's up, B-Mac? Good?
Honoring tonight, Ahmad. This is super special and we want to make sure you all are sitting in your seats at halftime because tonight we are honoring our partnership with Make-A-Wish Foundation, Philadelphia, Delaware, and Susquehanna Valley. And tonight, the 8,000th Make-A-Wish will be fulfilled. And Ahmad, 13 years old here, is going to be receiving the ultimate Union experience, an all-access experience. Ahmad, are you excited? Yes. Yeah, we're excited, so make sure you stick around for that. So until then, let's go Union. Rachel and Ahmad out. Are you ready for this? You're gonna crush it, I know it. You're gonna do so good.
With 6 into the attack the other way. In transition, Wagner taking the direct route. This is Sullivan! 1-0! Quinn Sullivan with his second goal of the season, and the Union are flying early. It's 1-0.
Ahmad's wish will continue as the Union gifted he and his family season tickets for 2024.
Are you excited? Yes. Now you can see Choo Choo all the time.
When Union Insider returns, we'll take a look at the Union players who were called up to represent their teams during the international break and what it means to be selected. We'll be back after the break. Time for this week's Chick-fil-A Nugget of the Week. Andre Blake recorded his 8th clean sheet of the season on Saturday against Nashville. It is now the 4th straight season in which he has had at least 8 clean sheets. Welcome back to Union Insider presented by Bimbo Bakeries USA. I'm Marisa Pilla alongside Sebastian Letou and Sheanon Williams. It's time now for our player profile presented by Subaru. Normally we just highlight one player during this part of the show, but we're going to take a little bit of a different approach this week. We're going to recognize the 9 players that were called up to represent their country during this week's international break. Those players include Andre Blake and Damian Lowe for Jamaica, Jose Martinez and Jesus Bueno for Venezuela, Jack McGlynn and Nathan Harriel for the U.S. U23 team, Daniel Gazdag for Hungary, Olivier Mbaizo for Cameroon, and Ty Baribo for Israel. So this is not the first international break of the season. We've seen this before, players getting a chance to go play for their national teams. But Sheanon, at this point in the year, with playoffs looming, what is the importance of having these players get this international opportunity and bring it back to the Union?
It's important that they continue to play well. That's the reason that they're getting these national team opportunities. But a big part of it is making sure that you're healthy and ready to go for the playoffs. And we'll have to see how these players come back. We've seen a lot of players go down so far for this Union team. And right now, I'm sure Jim Curtin is wishing that he could have the week to kind of get ready for New England and also these playoffs rather than these guys going off to international duty. So congrats to all the guys that are headed off, and I hope they have a great break in terms of their respective countries and the teams that they're going to be facing. But for me, it's really just about trying to stay healthy, trying to make sure that you're playing your best soccer at the end of the year. And these guys are now getting asked to add some more games onto their schedule, so we'll see how they deal with it. They're all professional players, and this is what they train for in the offseason. So hopefully they'll have a good international break, come back ready to go.
Yeah, Nathan Harriel is getting his first call-up, which is always really special. What has he shown to you that made you think he's ready for this?
I think consistency. I think with the team this year, every time he played, he brings something. He didn't do many mistakes that caused some goals that maybe the past years was a part of, like why he was struggling a little bit and why Baizo was playing a bit more than him. But I think he was very strong. He scored important goal for the team. He really pushed forward. He's not too scared to help offensively too, and I think he matured a little bit in his position as a right back, and I think he's well deserved from Nathan to get the call up in the U23, and hopefully he's going to keep doing well for national team and bring now more confidence into his game to then bring it back for the team and for the playoff.
Now let's take a look at some of the action from this weekend in MLS around the league presented by Torque. While the Union had a match of their own on Saturday, this match between Atlanta and Columbus was also huge for the Union in their quest for a top 4 seed. Atlanta's Miles Robinson scored at the death of the match to draw level at 1, which helped keep the Union in 3rd place in the East heading into Decision Day. And speaking of Decision Day, their upcoming opponent, New England Revolution, was in action against Orlando City's side, looking to put a stronghold on the number 2 seed. Orlando was able to hold off New England despite 2 Carles Heel goals as they beat the Revs 3-2 at home. We're stepping away one more time, but first, here's the answer to this week's Union trivia question. Our very own Sebastian Letou and Daniel Gazdag are the only players in Union history to score 40 goals during their time in the blue and gold. Union Insider wraps up after the break. Starting this year, every Union League match is on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Sign up today to make sure you don't miss a minute of the action. You can also check out the live Whip Around show, MLS 360, or if you missed out on the live, you can relive every moment with full match replays. And get this, if you're a T-Mobile subscriber, you get this whole year of Season Pass content free of charge. All right, it's the final segment here on Union Insider presented by Bimbo Bakeries USA, and it's time for our All-State players to watch. And this one's a little different too because Seba and Sheanon are selecting a player to watch for the international window. So Seba, who are you going with?
I mean, we just talked about it again. I'm going again with Daniel Gazdag, and he's playing with Hungary. I think very close to have a qualification for the Euro, which is huge. And in those 2 games, I think bringing all this positivity back to the Philadelphia Union team, I think it'll be huge for him. It's something unbelievable for a player to be able to qualify his country for a major competition, and they are able to do it this week. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing him being a part on the field. Not sure if he's going to start or coming off the bench, but it'll be great to even just have him be a part of it, so then he can bring a lot of positivity into the end of the season for the Union.
All right, Seba's eyes are on Hungary. How about you?
I'm going to go with the 2 young guys. I'm going to go with Jack McGlynn and Nate Harriel going off on their US U23 national team duty. I think for them it'll be great for their confidence to build that confidence before the playoffs. I think will be huge for this Union team. We know that they're going to be a big part of this playoff run, and hopefully they can go off, have a good trip, gain that confidence, and come back ready to go.
That's going to do it for us. The Union are off this week as they pause for the international break, and the team looks ahead to their final game of the regular season against the New England Revolution next Saturday. We'll be back here next week to preview that match and talk about everything else Philadelphia Union. For Seba and Sheanon and our entire crew, I'm Marisa. Have a great weekend, and thanks again for watching.